Welcome, we are here, it's a new day, and that means there is more Manifold to be played. This is the Promotional League Season 1. We've got Group 3 in the round of 32. I am Brad, with me here as always is Adam. Adam, who are we watching today?
Today we've got LL and Lucinda.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so first off we've got LL's deck list here. LL will be playing Eurus. So Eurus is one of the 4 45-point heroes, which means you only get the one. And it's your whole game plan in a single can. Eurus gives you extra dice when you activate your guys, but only if you have 2 or fewer guys. So he wants you to use his energy ability to sack your guys, to play a guy, activate it, sacrifice it, play a guy, activate it, sacrifice it, etc. And the deck is full of things that work with that game plan.
And because you have so many things that are good to sacrifice, you've got a handful of other objects that reward you for sacrificing those things, so that if you don't find your energy, you can still use a Black Altar or a Federation Battle Mage or a Blessed Mentor to make great use of your bodies, get extra dice, so you're still an aggressive threat.
Yeah.
Now, facing against LL today is Lucinda. Lucinda is on a Red Green Structures deck, but she's got a nice little wrinkle. She's playing Athena and Rama. Tell me about Rama.
Yeah, so Red Green Structures is a solid archetype full of solid cards, kind of control feeling. Rama puts white counters on your ethereal stuff, and green has a bunch of eidolons that are ethereal structures. And so this is a version of the deck that's more building up your eidolons than here's a bunch of big chunky structures, which is cool.
And so we've seen 2 decks that are doing things similar to this earlier in this tournament. We saw Ramarand, which has the energy ability that lets you resolve your dice if they show damage. That's Athena's energy ability.
Yeah.
And we saw Scrappy alongside Jalia, putting white counters on your mechanical supports.
Sure.
And in that Scrappy deck, when Jalia died, those white counters didn't really have a function or a place to go. But in this deck, Rama gives you Modify 1, Athena gives you Resolve dice as they show physical damage.
Both are excellent.
So at every point in this game, that pile of white dice stays relevant.
Absolutely.
So there's an extra little fun thing that happened here. It's predetermined, if you've read the script, that LL is going to win this game because Lucinda has given LL a shiny rock.
Yes.
Yep, we've got that rock here on the screen. And through this rock, which was given to LL on her birthday, LL is claiming to be able to read Lucinda's mind, or at least understand her energies.
Something along those
So
lines.
that should give LL the advantage and, the extra little push that it takes to get over the hill today.
Yeah.
All right, they've shuffled up. Let's get into our games.
Excellent. Awesome. So we've got Lucinda at the top of the screen here, and LL at the bottom. I believe, who is it? Lucinda is going to be the first player?
I think that's true.
Okay. And so let's see what she starts off with.
And while they're getting ready, now seems like an excellent time to ask you, if you've been liking these videos, please like these videos.
Yes.
You hear it a lot. I'm sure you hear it a lot. But if you're watching these videos, you probably like them, and other people might like them too.
Yeah.
If you hit that button, you raise the chance that people are going to see this video on their feed.
The whole point of this promotional series is to get Manifold in front of as many people as possible, and that's what that button does.
And I always watch these through the YouTube app on my I actually don't remember the brand of my television, and it's a nightmare to like them on that. So if you would actually do the work, like go to your phone, go to your computer, log in, press the button, it really does help.
Yes, it really does.
Druid of Wilting Ferns.
Druid of Wilting Ferns is a really cool card. I like it a lot. It rolls white when it comes into play and has energy to swiftly activate this. And when you activate it, you can resolve a dice, which is a way to swiftly remove a shield if you're resolving a damage dice. Which is rare.
Yeah, this card doesn't see a whole lot of play, mostly because it doesn't make a dice on its own.
Yeah.
But there's actually 3 decks playing this card in the round of 32. Even though we haven't seen it in our local meta, what this card does is act as the 7th through 9th 1-cost Druid for you to pair with Leyline of Great Rest.
Yes, yeah. So Leyline of Great Rest, it doesn't look like that's what's going to be happening this turn because we've got a Chain Plasma Rifle going on Athena. But in the future, if Lucinda draws a Leyline of Great Rest, then the Druid will probably be the one that gets exhausted. On the other side, LL is going to play a Revenant and a Cathedral Lookout, both of which excellent to sacrifice.
Yeah, and the Chain Plasma Rifle on Athena makes it very probable that Athena is going to be our first target.
Yes, yeah, I would imagine that's true. She has a better energy ability near the end of the game. She has more dice right now with the chain plasma rifle and the two premium dice versus what Rama rolls. So I think it's an okay assumption.
Ooh, and Athena comes out swinging.
That's a lot of good dice.
So there's a really interesting thing right at the beginning of every game when you're playing against Eurus.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a handful of cheap plays yet, and they need to draw some energy, roll some energy so that they can draw cards so that they can get the engine going.
Yes.
And so just a couple early instances of sabotage can sometimes give you the opportunity to pin down a Eurus deck.
Yes, that's absolutely true. Each of these support characters LL has will roll an extra white dice, but Eurus doesn't roll any dice that show energy on them. So you really need, this is 3 white dice, right? Cathedral Lookout and the 2 extra whites to get energy. And if LL doesn't roll energy, or she only gets 1 and it gets sabotage, that might matter a lot. So let's see. Here's her other 2 white dice with the Lookout and Eurus' ability. We didn't get energy.
And Rama's dice were far less exciting than Athena's dice. Lucinda really came out swinging, but now she probably needs to do some re-rolling in order to get full value out of this Rama.
Yeah, absolutely. And Rama didn't have any ethereal things to put counters on, did he?
That's true. The chain plasma rifle is a good threat on its own, but it isn't complementary to the game plan.
Yeah.
Oh
no, that's not a great reroll.
The rock strikes.
Yeah. One of the cool things about chain plasma rifle on Athena is her ability activates any character whenever you play a structure, and so you can both build your board state and activate Athena with 2 red dice there, meaning you can do some at the same time, meaning you can do some really powerful tempo things near the end of the game when you both want to play a big thing but also make damage to kill your opponent, and every single activation matters.
Yeah, she's really good at making sure you have time to deploy your Rumble of the Grottos.
Yes. Yeah, play Rumble of the Grotto, activate Athena with 2 chain plasma rifles on it, roll a bunch of damage, and then next action, you can do whatever you want. Yeah, it works pretty well in these type of decks.
Now here's exactly what we were talking about. LL decided to modify into energy so that she could eat the Cathedral Lookout, draw 2 cards, make a Sentinel. She spent a whole red premium dice making that energy, and then it got eaten by that sabotage, and now she's here again doing 5 damage.
Yeah, it's not great. So it looks like she will be resolving her dice. She's not gonna do another tactical reroll or something like that.
It does mean she's starting the round with 2 characters in play, which is pretty excellent for Eurus decks. You don't always get to do that.
Yes.
But Eurus historically doesn't grow. He's probably the flattest deck in the meta.
Right. Yeah.
And so true. In a big way, you want to do 8 damage every round to make sure you win the game by round 4.
Absolutely.
Really, you want to do what, 12? How much did it take? What's a third of 26?
A third of
9?
Sure. Yes. Yeah.
A third of 32. That's what we need. 11.
Yeah.
You need to do 11 damage a round to try and win the
12.
game in round 3.
Yeah. And Eurus is uniquely good at this because whenever you play a Sapphire Apparition, for instance, a 1 cost, rolls a white dice, no other text, Eurus doubles that guy's output. So you're taking all your 1-drops and if you're taking all your 1-drops and doubling their output, you can get some crazy results. It looks like Lucinda tactical rerolled into modify blank sabotage. We'll be modifying into damage and taking off LL's shield. And I think we're going to be going on to round 2 here.
Yep. Lucinda had 1 gem stranded. She had the opportunity to throw off a random Witchfire, which actually would have been 2 damage if it was to the face.
Yeah. Does he have Witchfire?
I think I saw a Witchfire.
Okay.
And there's a Witchfire in her hand. Okay. And I'm pretty sure it was already there.
Interesting.
She decided that Witchfire as a removal spell or a trick is going to be more valuable than 2 damage.
Yeah.
So if we just look at the amount of damage dealt, it's 5 to 5.
It is 5 to 5.
So everything that we were lamenting about Eurus's struggle doesn't actually look too bad here. Although Eurus did start with 2 fewer health than Rama Athena.
Yes. I don't think that's that big of a hill to climb for the most part, especially because Eurus is an aggressive deck that's built to be able to pull themselves out of that small deficit. Really here, having a Revenant and a Cathedral Lookout in play is actually really, really nice for the Eurus deck, like you said earlier. Because Lucinda is going to be growing more slowly, but will keep her infrastructure. Eurus is just going to be cycling through stuff. And so the ability to start... Yeah, see, we're going to start this round here. Start-ish. Probably by sacrificing the Revenant, shooting for 3 damage, and drawing 2 cards. And that's going to get LL's engines rumbling.
Yeah, and because LL had the ability to spend all 5 of her gems in round 1, getting stranded without the ability to sacrifice in round 1 was much better for her than getting stranded in round 2 would have been.
Yes, yeah, I agree. And she drew Augur's Auspice Federation Battle Mage. One thing that I always like to say to Eurus players is, if you can, you want to just spend all of your gems on 1-cost guys, or 2-cost guys that create 2 bodies, like Cathedral Lookout. And so Augur's Auspice, activate it, Federation Battle Mage, activate it, go from there, is exactly what I think LL wants. So this is great.
And on the other side of the table, Lucinda has not gotten to play any structured. She has not gotten to play any ethereal cards.
Yeah.
So all of the synergies that her heroes are trying to produce are not present.
They're not doing anything.
And on top of that, the support objects that she is playing this round have all been very anemic.
Yeah.
The Chain Plasma Rifle was quite powerful, but she spent 4 gems and she's added 1 white dice to the board.
What? Yeah.
It sure looks like she spent 3 gems.
What did she play this round?
I think it was a Druid of Wilting Ferns and a Federation Arborealist.
Yeah. So she probably was supposed to pay 1 less gem.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm not sure. Unless I/we missed something. Either way, you're totally right. Federation Arborealist is good, but it certainly doesn't, make 2 dice and have a cool trigger or anything that the bigger, more expensive structures would have.
And Druid of Wilting Ferns is a cool tech piece.
Yeah.
It doesn't do a whole lot, but it lets you do weird timing things that can matter on occasion.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is dramatically worse than the first.
Oh, yeah. You kind of want 1 in play by the end of the game. You don't want to start the game with multiple Druids. Yeah. So LL is going to be using Eurus's energy ability to sacrifice Augur's Auspice, which will draw 3 cards, 2 off the energy ability and 1 off the bird itself.
God, it feels so good when you do that.
Yeah, it certainly does. She still got 5 gems. She drew another Augur's Auspice. This is great.
And she has a Federation Inquisitor in her hand. Eurus a lot of times doesn't want to spend a bunch of gems on a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if that big thing cleanly answers one of your opponent's big things, that's pretty forgivable.
Yeah, if Lucinda has like a Leyline of Great Rest with 2 white counters on it or something. Yeah.
I mean,
great.
there's no way it gets 2 white counters on it when you have the Inquisitor in your hand.
Sure, the first white counter.
Yeah. And that's a huge chunk of Lucinda's deck.
Oh,
she
huge
has
chunk.
Anti-Silic Transmissions, Rumble of the Grottos, Leyline of Great Rest.
Does she have IP Assembly?
I would assume. I'm going to click on this thing and see if I can find out. No, we already closed that.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, she might, and if she does, that would be a great target for Federation Inquisitor. So it looks like Federation Battle Mage here for LL will sacrifice the Cathedral Lookout and make a Sentinel. Great. This is the game plan. Just keep playing 1-drops, activate them, sacrifice them, move on. It doesn't look like she has any more 1-drop characters in hand.
Yeah, there's too many cards in that hand for me to try and figure out what's in there.
Yep. We a little bit earlier saw a Relic Seeker for Lucinda, just another cheap druid that rolls white dice. So it looks like she's going to be activating these for a bit, getting as much damage as she can, and that's probably the end of what she's doing this round.
Yeah.
Lucinda's doing.
And all these little guys are the support cast. A lot of times you want to play a 4 and a 1 to start the game because she has so many powerful 4s.
Absolutely.
She got to play a 3 and a 1 and it was a powerful 3. But then in round 2, she added nothing that really rolls dice.
Yeah, basically. That's rough. She'll be able to use that modifying that energy to turn this purple and white blank that she has into 3 damage. But that's still 3, 6, 7 damage. That's not great.
Yeah, that would put yours to 18, which would mean you would need 9 more each round in order to win in round 4.
It's possible.
Yeah, I mean, Lucinda is actually on pace to win in round 4, but Eurus decks are often better than that.
Yeah, Eurus is really trying to win at the end of round 3. Eurus has a ton of activations, as you can see. Play a little guy, activate it, sacrifice it. Play a guy, activate it, sacrifice it, etc. And so LL will be a lot better at winning at the end of round 3 than if she has 6 damage to go going into round 4. It'll take her so long to create all that damage and all those dice that Lucinda will be able to use that time pretty effectively.
Yeah, specifically a Revenant in play or a Crackle
Sure.
gives Eurus 3 more points of reach, which means, sometimes you can get to 6. But usually 4 or 5 is where Eurus can start by killing.
Yep.
And then if they can't start by killing, they really struggle.
Yes. So it looks like Martyr for the Old Gods was drawn by LL. That'd be a fine next play. She hasn't even activated Eurus yet.
Looks like she has a Clothbound Apprentice. I think third from the left is a Clothbound.
Yeah, there's something. And it has durability, so it is a 1-cost character.
And so Revenant Clothbound adds up to 4 nicely.
Yeah, it does. Okay, sure. This is fine. Revenant here for LL, while Lucinda modifies into some damage. And then Lucinda will shield. LL's still got a bunch of dice to make.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see one of the real strengths of the 45s is how their breakpoints play out.
Sure.
At the end of this round, the damage race might be pretty close. But if LL finds 16 and Lucinda finds 16, and that means Athena is dead, a huge chunk of Lucinda's potential goes away, and LL's potential remains unfazed.
Yes, it does. All right, so LL is going to trade these 2 red dice showing shields for Lucinda's 3 damage. And therefore will only take 9 damage total by the end of this round.
So opting to spend those premium dice as shields does make it much less likely that LL finds 9 damage.
Yes. Theoretically, she might have been able to tactical reroll. Actually, with that many cards in hand, she almost assuredly would have been able to tactical reroll those into 4 damage. And I think as a Eurus player, you kind of want to trade 4 damage for 4 damage, or 3 damage in this case, when and if you can. But she's still got a lot of damage coming into Athena. She probably kills Athena this round.
Yeah, if you successfully kill Athena this round, then having kept that extra 3 life doesn't feel too bad.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, if you're losing little enough life that you're confidently going to get your whole round 4,
yeah,
then I would be playing Eurus all day.
Yeah. Oh, interestingly, this Clothbound Apprentice potentially should have been the replacement for the shield that was the red dice, right? That gives you 2 more damage.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that would have been nice. That's fine. Whatever. We've got a modify 2 here. So she needs to find 6 damage, and she
has 4 of it.
4, yeah.
Although Lucinda is going to dig in, probably, or maybe she already has, and the shield's already gone away.
I think she has, and LL just simplified the game by resolving damage.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, so LL's just going to deal 4 damage, draw 2 cards.
Okay.
Just do it easy.
So she had the opportunity to sacrifice the Clothbound Apprentice for effectively 2 dice.
Yes.
And then she has 5 boon dice and a handful of rerolls.
Oh, she's also going to, before ending the round, activate Clothbound Apprentice.
Yeah, she just forgot that was an option.
Yeah. And she had a blank still in her pool, so she's going to modify that into damage and deal 1 more damage. So something about these Eurus decks is when you're using his energy ability so much throughout the game, you're going to have a gigantic grip of cards. She's got like 10 cards in hand right now, probably. She probably could have tactical rerolled 6 times or something and found 1 more damage.
Because 1 more damage is worth 4 dice here.
Yeah, exactly. So going into round 3 here. 1, 2, 4, yeah, round 3. And we've got a tactical deployment played... rapid deployment. Rapid deployment played by Lucinda. So that'll put a blue counter on Rama, it looks like. That makes sense. And Athena, if Lucinda remembers, Athena will see a structure being played. No, it doesn't look like it. That's okay.
So finally we have a premium dice added to
Yes.
Lucinda's side and an ethereal structure for Rama to start putting counters on.
Absolutely.
So that piece of synergy is finally unlocked.
Yeah, this is the first structure for Lucinda. That's a good point.
Yeah. But even then, it's kind of one of those support cards. It's not one of those bread and butter, meaty, roll a bunch of dice things.
Yeah, absolutely. Huh. All right. Well, I mean, Rama still has a place to put white counters. That's still good.
Yep, that matters a whole lot.
All right. So Athena will get to activate this round and roll 6 damage. That's huge.
Yep, difference. The 1 damage, would have made quite the difference. It's a game of inches.
It really is. Enough inches add up to 16 and you win the game. Well, 32, I suppose, usually. So the Federation Battle Mage is going to roll some dice, and Lucinda will play a Roaring Fire in response. That Roaring Fire is much better than the Rapid Deployment when it comes to, chunky structures to put, to activate and put counters on.
Yeah. So this was a good round for Lucinda. She found herself in quite the hole, but she's actually made a handful of quality plays this round. Athena's going to die, but presumably Rama won't. I guess if Rama dies, it's a real bad round for Lucinda.
It's a real bad round. So playing this Roaring Fire will trigger Athena, letting Lucinda activate any character, which it looks like it's going to be Rama, which will then put a white counter on that Roaring Fire. Great.
And now Lucinda has a bunch of tempo in play. So at the beginning of the next round, Rapid Deployment will let her activate an object. And if that object is Roaring Fire, that'll activate one of these Druids.
Yes, it will.
Which means, she's going to end up down on the damage race at the end of this round, very likely. But unless she's dying to a Crackle at the top of the round, she has the potential to make most of her dice. And she gets to play her round 4 faster than LL gets to play her round 4.
Yeah, and that's true even without tempo stuff. So with the tempo stuff, it'll be much faster. Looks like LL is eyeing that Crackle, which could just kill the Roaring Fire.
Oh, yeah. And just like that, a huge chunk of the dice that Lucinda added to go away.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because
Crackle Roaring Fire here.
Also, the white counter from Rama goes away like that.
Yeah.
So it's even better than the 3-for-3 trade.
So LL certainly sees that Lucinda's not really putting board state in play, not like good stats. And so she's going to attack on that axis. So, Lucinda's just got 2 more white dice to create. And in the meantime, LL is going to be able to kill Athena and take away another big chunk of dice from Lucinda.
And Lucinda's still going to do 10 damage this round, probably.
Yeah.
But she's not only losing Athena, which means she's going down to 3 and 3 half dice.
Yeah, it's not great.
But also, Rama's going to get punched in the jaw. So at the start of next round, he's going to be at risk.
Yes. So Clothbound Apprentice here is kind of neat. When activated, LL was able to point to Eurus's trigger and roll a white dice. LL then gets to decide if she's going to sacrifice the Clothbound Apprentice, which is kind of neat. In Manifold, you get to pick the order of your triggers basically however you want. And so the Clothbound Apprentice's trigger is able to be decided on after seeing what white dice was rolled based on the Eurus trigger.
The Proselytizer on Eurus, in addition to rolling 2 purple dice, it's going to play a support character and it pays 1 gem towards it. Yeah. So that's only helpful if she has an actual 1 gem play, which she doesn't. She's got a bunch of 2s.
Bunch of 2s. Yeah.
So that was almost very cool.
But instead, it just rolls 2 purple dice, and that's good. It rolled 2 modify, and 2 modify is great.
So she has a pretty cool 8 damage.
Who?
LL.
Yeah. Great. And Lucinda
has 9 or maybe 10.
Yeah. So I was just thinking, man, LL should really deal with this Athena before Lucinda gets any use out of the energy ability. Because, maybe that draw wants to be a damage, for instance. But it's probably not important here because modify 1 will be able to turn those into 2 damage just fine.
Yeah, so the white energy can turn one of the blues into a 2. The remaining blue energy can turn the blank green into a 2.
Yeah.
And then you're showing 12 damage, draw 1.
Yes. Which is a good place to be. So it looks like Lucinda's going to spend energy here to swiftly activate the Druid of Wilting Ferns.
Okay.
Which will... Did she just resolve a damage?
I believe she resolved a 1 in order to try and get these... Well, okay. So the cool thing that could have happened here was swiftly resolving the 1 damage in order to resolve your physical damage underneath the shield. But she didn't actually modify into all of her damage before making that play.
Yeah.
So it kind of got stranded halfway through.
And for what it's worth, LL doesn't have many shields, and Lucinda still has another mental damage anyway. So it doesn't actually, like, change anything.
Yeah, I think this is a situation where you have the cool card in play and you want to use it.
Oh, I would too. Yeah. Druid is sweet. Looks like LL is going to resolve Modify 2. Okay. Turning the purple and green both into damage. She's going to resolve Modify 3. Great. Okay. Resolving Modify 3. Here's 6 damage.
And then, really interested to see what she does with this energy. You can use 1 to modify the other into damage. You can use 1 to sacrifice your Clothman Apprentice and draw 2 cards.
Yeah. I think it's probably the damage.
Okay.
Because she just, well, I don't know. Witchfire here from Lucinda is going to swiftly take off Eurus's shield so that Lucinda can resolve 8 damage as a single chunk, like you were talking about with the Druid. So that's good. That's good. Lucinda's doing decent damage output. But so is LL.
So this is actually, when the Gunsmoke settles, we're going to see a really close game going into round 4. I believe both players are going to have 10 health remaining. And historically, we talked about how bad Eurus is in these board states. But Lucinda needs to play cards in order to produce the dice to ever find 10 damage.
I agree.
And LL has a proselytizer on Eurus, so she actually has some tempo in blue, which is pretty uncommon.
And she's grown her board more than Eurus decks usually do. 2 characters in play and a proselytizer is the biggest board state you'll ever see in a Eurus deck, usually, for the most part.
Yeah.
All right, so to start off with, rapid deployment will trigger for Lucinda, letting her swiftly activate, functionally swiftly, the Rama, and put a white counter on the rapid deployment itself. And then since Lucinda dug in, she gets to go first, and that'll be the activation of the Arborealist.
So something we're going to be watching out for is, when does a player have the ability to present lethal?
Yes.
Because once you can present lethal, you bully your opponent into answering it instead of acting efficiently.
Yeah. Right
now, Lucinda can modify into 6 damage, which is not lethal, but we're going to be monitoring that situation closely.
Very closely. I think if I'm LL, I'm just going to ignore Lucinda. LL does have a Change to Tide in hand. So if worse comes to worse, she can sabotage 2. And this is fine. LL is going to play Blessed Mender. Yep. Which doesn't really grow her board state that much, but is probably going to take the heal 2 is probably going to take her out of
under threat.
Range.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I mean, Lucinda has 8 gems. Lucinda could contribute another 4 premium dice to her board, and that would be enough to do 12.
Yes.
But things have to go really right for Lucinda now in order for her to find lethal.
Yes.
And LL's going to activate Eurus and roll 5 premium dice and heal 2 and maybe play a character. And Lucinda's really going to be under the gun when that happens.
Yep. Lucinda's going to spend energy to activate the Druid of Wilting Ferns, allowing her to modify 2 into those 2 blue dice into physical damage. And then with her actual turn, she's going to activate rapid deployment, rolling a white dice.
She has a Witchfire and 2 diplomatic meetings in her hand.
Sure.
So actually,
interesting.
I don't think this game ends this round.
Yeah, okay. I think her plan is take a chunk of do a chunk of damage, and then survive, and then win at the start of the next round.
And I think that's a solid plan. Although now that I think about it, LL is a Eurus deck with 5 gems up, and really 6 because she's going to be playing something off her proselytizer. I actually think Eurus can win this game through 2 diplomatic meetings.
Sure, that's still a lot of contest.
Yeah, it absolutely is. But I mean, this game is is not nearly as over as we thought it was.
Agreed. So, proselytizer here. Well, the Blessed Mender on the Eurus activation will heal him too, and the proselytizer will play a Cathedral Lookout, and Lucinda will respond with a diplomatic meeting, which step 1, choose and reroll 1 dice. That'll be the blue dice. Okay? Now it's energy. And now she can both blank a dice and sabotage one. It's probably those damage ones. Yep.
Yep. So for 2 gems, you take 6 damage out of play.
Yes,
and it's
you
not
do.
like quite as good as that because you leave behind things that they can modify back into damage.
Seems okay. And this Change the Tide will be massive. So Change the Tide will hit Lucinda's 4 damage and modify LL's dice into modify 2 and 2 damage.
Yeah, so that's like a, I mean, if you squint, that's a 10 damage swing.
Yeah,
if this
crazy.
modify 2 counts as 4.
But the second diplomatic meeting.
Yeah, okay.
Huge.
Yep, undoes most of that.
Undo that blue dice, and then probably the same thing as last time.
Blank the purple, sabotage the red.
That's what I think, yeah.
And then I said I
Okay.
thought Eurus could win through these diplomatic meetings.
But
spending 3 gems on Change the Tide makes it a lot less likely.
A lot less likely. Protection of Belief is going to sabotage 1 mental and 1 physical. Incredible. All right, so we're not going anywhere.
All right. Is any damage getting done this round?
2 is my bet. Oh, wow.
Was that 2?
The 3rd Druid of Wilting Ferns.
Oh, I thought that was an Arborealist.
No,
You're
no.
right.
There's the damage.
There's the damage.
That'll happen. Lucinda will get 1 damage off the Druid.
And so LL thought that the game was going to end this round. And she played like the game was going to end this round. And the big way you can tell is she sacrificed her Federation Battle Mage
Yes.
instead of sacrificing her Clothbound Apprentice. That was a tempo consideration, and it provided her with marginal upside. But because, surprise, the game's not ending this round.
Yeah.
It means you have a Clothbound Apprentice instead of a Federation Battle Mage.
Yeah. It's a lot less dice for next round. And now she's just rolling a bunch of blanks.
Oh, man.
So-
that Pebble needs to get to work.
Yes, it really does. I mean, she can just tactical reroll like 5 times. Hit some modify, hit some energy.
Yeah, you're right. You could still win the game here.
Yeah.
It looks like she's not getting very aggressive with these rerolls.
Yep.
Which probably means she gets in for 3 damage.
That seems about right.
But you still have 5 premium dice here. You could still try and win this game.
So she's going to modify into modify 4. And then modify 4.
Yep. And then one of these is going to take a shield off. The remaining 3 are going to deal 4 damage.
And that's where we're at?
Yep. Well, I assume.
Yeah, sure seems like.
Rama is going to have 6 life. Eurus is going to have 11 life and be shielded. So we're in a really similar situation to where we were going into this round. Lucinda no longer has those diplomatic meetings in play, but Lucinda still has all the tempo applications of the... Oh, okay. That's actually quite good.
So she modified, instead of just damage, she's modifying it to energy so that she can activate the Sentinel. So you can sacrifice the Lookout and then activate the Sentinel.
Yeah, and the Sentinel still does 1 guaranteed damage. It also rolled a white dice, which could have been a little better.
Tactical reroll will happen now.
Yeah, basically, whenever you can, you want to turn your old men into robots.
So true. So true. Tactical reroll won't do all that much, but it'll allow her to modify using this energy into damage. It looks like Rama doesn't have a shield, so 2, 4, 6 damage into Rama will put him to 4 health.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that worked out.
Yeah,
Nice.
the Blessed Mender was the big addition to the board this round.
Yes.
So LL's gonna have the ability to heal too, but she lost the Federation Battle Mage. So LL's board shrank and Lucinda's board stayed exactly the same.
Now that LL just needs to find 4 damage, I don't think that matters all that much.
Yeah, that's likely true. If you just activate Eurus, the chances that you're presenting
Yeah.
lethal are reasonable.
Yep, and then Lucinda immediately needs to start respecting that.
But Lucinda gets to take 2 actions right now. She
Yep.
gets to activate Rama, put a counter on something, and then activate another thing.
So Ram will put his counter on the rapid deployment, roll some damage, nice, and then it will be Lucinda's turn.
It's pretty hard to get to 11 quickly from here. There's a Rumble of the Grotto in her hand is like the only thing that's chunky and making dice.
Yep. It looks like examine the specimens on Lucinda's side will take out all of Eurus's support characters.
Yeah, both of the attachments on Eurus are ethereal, so examine doesn't hit either of those.
Okay, so it didn't matter if she had her Federation Battle Mage.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, it has
There you
one
go.
more durability, but that durability would have still been accounted for.
There we go. So let's see. LL has an Augur's Auspice in hand. She has a Federation Battle Mage in hand. She's got some other stuff. Like she's loaded up to do however much is long. Like she can spend a whole round doing a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, the real question is, can Lucinda present lethal at any point this round?
Yes.
Because she probably gets several actions, especially if she can get this Rumble into play. But it's not clear that she has enough energy to present lethal, even if she gets to take her whole round.
Yeah, I agree. So a second Proselytizer will go on Eurus here. So when activated, he gets to play 2 separate characters, paying blue towards each of them.
Blue tempo.
Rumble of the Grotto on Lucinda's side is exactly what she's been looking for all game long. Just a big, chunky ethereal structure.
Yeah, real frustrating that it's taken her this long to find it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, her deck looks terrible because all of the good cards are somewhere in the deck and not in play.
Yeah. Yeah, those 3 Druid of Wielding Ferns combined to roll 0 dice this round.
And you know what? I said terrible. She's like...
She's competitive.
Keeping pace. Yeah.
Although, this Eurus is going to roll...
a lot of dice.
8 premium dice.
Yeah.
And the game may simply be over.
We're going to do some cool triggers. That's true.
Wait. Before I show you my dice, let's talk about all the cool things I can do.
Yeah. So, what's happening?
Oh, she played?
She just played a Cathedral Lookout.
Okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
on the topic of you can resolve your triggers however you want, LL actually had the opportunity to activate Eurus, play Cathedral Lookout, immediately sacrifice it to the Blessed Mender. But she wants maximum value. She is here to roll all of her dice.
She just wants to roll all of them. It doesn't matter that she only needs 4 damage. She needs to roll all of them.
And
I mean,
given
it's
the way last
fine.
round went,
Yeah. It's not even necessarily like a problem or anything. It's just Eurus rolls so many dice, he's probably going to just show 4 damage. But here it's actually really nice because the Cathedral Lookout making a Sentinel is a full 1 less damage that she needs to find. Hey, look, whole pile of damage. We did it.
it's actually not 4 damage in any one symbol.
Not in one symbol.
Yeah,
no.
but you're right. Now we're 4 actions away from winning the game. And so Lucinda has to start
really paying attention.
Yep, and we have leftover symbols to take off shields.
Yep.
So
So this Blessed Mender is going to sacrifice a Cathedral Lookout, which will heal Eurus 2 and create a Sentinel. And then LL has 2 separate Proselytizer triggers. Wonder if she can do something cool. It'd be cool if she had a Martyr for the Old God so she could play it and then sack it to the Blessed Mender and modify into damage. Right?
yeah, or sacrifice it to the Federation Battle Mage.
Yeah, that's even better. So she'll play 2 free, quote unquote, 1-cost characters. And the Augur's Auspice will draw a card as it goes. And here we are. So
It's looking real rough for Lucinda.
yes, it is.
You're functionally out of diplomatic meetings. There's maybe 1 left in your deck. You have these blue dice. You can modify them into shield or sabotage. But that's
Or
not going to
damage.
win you the game. Yeah, exactly.
So Lucinda's going to swiftly resolve modify using the Druid and turn the blue dice into damage and then immediately resolve that damage.
Yep, and
Okay.
she can activate each of these remaining druids just to, get your value because they're going to continue to resolve this modify to modify our
Yep.
blank dice into damage.
But it looks like this Sentinel will roll a white dice using Eurus's trigger and take off Rama Shield, and that's 4
Yep,
damage in
and
1 action.
That's it. So
And
the
that's
pebble. Oh, I thought they were packing up.
They are packing
Yeah.
up.
Okay. Now they're just talking
They're
about this revenant.
chatting, yeah.
So the pebble reigns supreme.
The pebble worked.
LL is going to be advancing to the winners match.
Yeah.
Lucinda is going to be advancing to the rebound match.
Indeed.
And this was placement match A. So tomorrow, or probably actually in 2 days, placement match B is going to be up on its tail.
Yeah. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah. Join us. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Yeah, we'll see you in the next one.